A day before the show, we had sold 26 tickets. And then on the day of the show, we actually sold a bit more because the first show had 80 people.
80 people in total.
80 people in total. Okay. That is counting complimentary.
Yeah. This is the story of Kikuyu Love Sessions, founded by Allan Gitau, who serves as the creative director and founder.
There were this new crop of artists who were taking their production really, really seriously. And so you would hear a song in Kikuyu, but it was like something you've never heard before. It was madness. It was like, you know what is missing? A concert that celebrates emotion in vernacular. When I'm hitting on a babe, my wife is Kikuyu, I'm Kikuyu, but I never spoke to her a word of Kikuyu when I was hitting on her. I was like, why?
We talk about his childhood, his upbringing, and what money meant to him very early on.
We were talking with my friends, and then they're like, they were given 4K as pocket money for the term.
Yeah.
I had been given 1,700. So I'm like, what?
What school did you go to?
Man, should I say?
A creative at heart, he speaks about his struggle between trying to balance financial output and creative excellence. It took them 7 attempts to finally figure out how to break even from the Kikuyu Love Sessions.
Looking back is actually nuts that we actually did it because it did not make any economic sense. The only thing we used to get after every show was good reviews. The last event called More Than Friends Edition, which happened in June, was the first show we ever broke even.
That was the 7th show.
7th show.
It cost like 6.7 million to put up that show.
Yeah.
On a personal note, he talks about leaving formal employment and getting into consultancy, and also talks about being financially conscious only 3 years ago.
I think it's a good thing there are more shows. What I think is not good is more of the same show.
If you're curious about the birth of Kikuyu Love Sessions and how it came to be, this is an episode you must listen to.
Every cent really counts. You don't do this personally because it's not a competition. But then the flip side to it is when you look at it, you're like, if it was serious, how much further could I drag out a shilling?
Hey everybody, this is Barack. I'm the host of the Financially Incorrect podcast. It has been 2.5 years. We have had 150 episodes, over 150 guests. This is across Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And now we've turned everything we've learned into a game. A game that puts you at the center of your money moments, where your choices, your upbringing, and your personality, and maybe a little bit of luck, determine how your story unfolds. So now at this point in time, your boyfriend or girlfriend comes up to you and they want this really cool gift, and it costs exactly what you have saved. What do you guys do? Oh, you have an answer?
Us, this economy, decided to keep our money and not buy the gift. Maybe next time we'll get them something.
So you got no gift?
Yeah, just words of affirmation.
Roll the dice. This is a financially incorrect game designed to challenge how we think, talk, and act with money. And we're launching it the only way we know how, with bold conversations and great whiskey. On November the 15th, join us for the Financially Incorrect Mixer in partnership with Singleton. It's not just a game. It's the stories we've lived and the lessons we've learned brought to life.
The possibility of how to use free will, because at any point, anyone can make, like you can choose to make any decision you want. So us deciding to take a loan at the very end, just to increase that. So people are making moves that you're not aware. You're all in the same market.
Sticking in your lane, because when, as he said, we went from 130 something, like with 19,000 percentage, but then it feels like a loss because of comparing to other people. So we did really well if you're not comparing to other people who have 5 million. So I think that's a lesson that stuck with me.
So here's to good food, great company, and financial literacy served neat. Hey everybody, welcome back to Financially Incorrect. That was a clap of my hands from excitement of recording again. But welcome back to Financially Incorrect. I am your host, Barack, and I have a money story for you. It's a Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you're looking forward to the weekend. The ad for a Financially Incorrect branch powered by Singleton has gone out. Please buy your tickets. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We've built this game from the episode. I mean, I'm just repeating what's in the ad, but basically it's going to be a fun time. Please do come down for the brunch. It's going to be fun. There's going to be lots of food. Well, there's going to be food. It's going to be a fun time. On to my money story for today, and I'm going to skip my other usual announcements because if you're watching Financially Incorrect by now, just check the links in the description box. And you can either submit or suggest a guest, or you can just tell us how you want us to improve. Today, our money story comes from Allan Gitau, who is the creative director and founder for Kikuyu Love Sessions. Welcome to Financially Incorrect.
Thank you, Barack.
Yeah.
First of all, this place is cozy.
Yeah. And a lot smaller than
yeah,
it looks
a lot
on
smaller
screen, right?
than it looks on screen.
Yeah.
And I follow you guys, and it's crazy that I'm actually seated on this chair. Like, I've seen your guests, so I'm like, what am I doing here? But congrats on all your success, and this is amazing, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
and to the team, I guess that's financially correct. Thank you. There's still a lot of stuff we want to do, but thank you very much.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to have this conversation. And before we even begin, I want to talk to you a little bit about the renaissance of culture right now. I think that's happening. There's a lot of maybe it was always there. Maybe right now it's being what's the word? It's just more public and more people know about it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts around just that right now?
I mean, it's young people. The Gen Zs are really, really proud of who they are and where they come from. And they are very unapologetic about their language. And they are really, really proud of how they were brought up and who their folks were. And they really own their story. So that's why I think genres like Mogithi are sexy or cool again. So we really, really owe it to the younger generation. They're really, really bold about their roots or their origins and where they came from. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess do you feel like, because you talk about Gen Zs, do you feel like they are more inclined to it than millennials?
I could say so, yeah. I mean, us guys had we were influenced a lot by the Western culture. We watched a lot of Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, and we were really inspired by that kind of life. Yeah. But the younger ones are on TikTok, so they're seeing creatives from their hood make it. So they're really inspired by where they are and where they've come from. So what we used to see on TV is not necessarily as big as what they are seeing on TikTok now, which is, you are creative next door, someone creating content with literally just their, your phone on the neighborhood. So I think it's the way how media has shifted has, I think, also
added to it.
Played a part into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really curious, and I just want to hear how the whole journey and how we even get to you even developing Kikuyu Love Sessions. But so let's start the story.
Yeah.
Where were you born? Where did you grow up? What's your family like? What's money in the home like? Yeah.
I mean, so born in Uthiru. Lived most of my life in Uthiru. An only child of a family of three.
Sorry? An only child of a family of three.
Yes. Does that make sense? Does it? So it's just been my mom, my dad, and myself. But
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Very cheeky way of putting it.
Very, very loving home. Very supportive. They saw my creative edge very early on, and they really held my hand on that. And actually, I've been very, very lucky, because even how I grew up, my first friend ever, when I was 4 or 5 years 4 or 5 years old, we are friends up to today.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's how blessed I am.
My first friend, I think, betrayed me.
Let me
tell you. First,
be a girlfriend.
No. His name is Karanja.
Yeah.
And if he watches this, maybe he can reach out to me. But anyway, we were in All Saints pre-unit, primary, whatever. And he pushed me on were playing on benches, and he pushed me, and I hit my head on a nail that was sticking out on a bench. And it was my first mini operation thing. So even now, at the back of my head here, I don't have any.
Wow.
Oh. But anyway, because you talked about your first friend, I thought about Karanja. So mine betrayed me. I guess yours is still friends.
No, we're still friends. His name is Fred. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
So we're still friends up to now, and all grown up now. I'm married. He's married, and this is how I really had such a dope childhood, and I'm really, really grateful for my experiences so far.
Yeah. What was money like in the house?
Well, I never lacked. But we were not billionaires, so my folks really, really worked hard to make sure. Plus, also, I was the only one, so so it probably was easier for them. But like school fees was always like paid on time. Like I was okay, and I think coming from such a loving household also like put this thing in me where I can go and take risks because I know at the end of the day I have
Home.
I have home, and that's why I think even now with my kids, I really try and like instill that in them, like, hey, I love you, and this is home, and so go out there and try things, go and try that idea, go tinker around. If it doesn't work, I'm here, yeah.
What's your favorite money-related memory from your childhood?
So there's this one time, so my mom hadn't paid school fees. So I go to school, and then so I'm sent back home, and I was in class 6. Oh, she was furious because I walked back home. So I used to go with like a school van. So when I went back home, like walking, she was mad. Like she was fuming. Like I remember her taking the phone and just going crazy. And that's when I realized, hey, like she really, really takes this money thing seriously. So in the sense that her work is to invest in me, in my education, right? So such things, just like, what do you mean that you guys, like, over what? Over how many shillings are you sending this kid home? So I really, that was my first, I think I would say, like, insight into what working hard and money and getting money, what it can do for you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Later on in life, I guess as you're growing up, maybe getting to adolescent sort of stage, do your parents have any direct conversations with you about money?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. But actually, I would say my first relationship with money is pretty recently with Kikuyu Love Sessions, to be honest. Because before that, it was always a thing that I knew was important, but not really like thinking about it like heavily. I think it also is because of being more of a creative than anything else. So it's one of those things that are important, but you've never really sat down and thought like, so what's the plan here, Yeah.
I mean, but you tell me Kikuyu Love Sessions started 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So up until 3 years ago, money was just...
it was just a thing that I know is important, but I never, like even my wife, like we do talk about money, but we've never like really sat down and like, like what's the plan with money?
Yeah.
We've always like vibed it around. Which is crazy to say on Financially Incorrect. I mean, it's the worst podcast to say that you're vibing around with money. But that's a fact. It's literally like three years ago is when we were like, okay, there's something here that we need to
and
have a discussion about.
I mean, okay, you know what? Those facts will come out as we tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's sort of what your childhood is like.
Yeah.
Are you one of those kids who begins to try and sell things or try and make money, or because you're an only child, you never have to look for money?
So no. If anything, I was always a creative. So my thought process was, I liked beautiful things, like how you'd go to like a nice neighborhood and then you'd see like a nice house, or like you're in traffic sometimes and you see like a beautiful car, and it always used to mesmerize me in the sense that like who makes this stuff, So my first interaction with money I'd say when I was probably like teenage years and stuff like that, was my curiosity of like nice architecture, nice cars, nice movies, like, because I was more of like in the creative, I'd say like spectrum. So that really used to speak to my mind, and I made it a goal to always want to create something that's nice. So I'd say in terms of money, not really, but in terms of what creativity could do for me, that really, really inspired me. I don't know if that answered your question.
Answered my question to some extent, because from what I've understood, what you've said is you never really like pursued money. You didn't do any of this.
No.
Some kids are really entrepreneurial and like pick up, selling things or whatever from really.
Like even now, I still struggle like with a lot. Like I speak to my team and they're like, you want to do what? Because I'm not good with business. I'm good with creativity, which turns out like money becomes a byproduct
of it.
of creativity.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
at what point?
Yeah.
In as you're growing up, maybe
Yeah.
as you're getting a bit older, getting into
Yeah.
teenage, maybe university, do you start dealing with money for yourself? Do you then realize, okay, this nice clothes, this nice whatever that I want cost money, and for them to cost money, I need to do X, whether I get it from my folks or get it from whoever.
Yeah.
When does that concept come to mind, if at all?
So it comes to mind, okay, in high school.
Yeah.
Because see how you go to high school and then you're given pocket money.
Yes.
So the first time I remember thinking I don't have enough pocket money was like how we were talking with my friends, and then they were given 4,000 Kenya shillings as pocket money for the term.
Yeah.
And I had been given 1,700. So I'm like, what? like what do you tell your folks to give you this kind of money?
Yeah.
And so that's when I started. And then like when they're going to like the canteen, you can see the kind of stuff they're buying, and you're like at some point in the term you won't afford enough to go to the canteen.
Right.
You just have to eat like from the dorm, from the
lunch
the lunch
right,
area, whatever. Yeah. So that is when I started, I think, clicking a bit about like social class, because I also saw like there was like cool kids and like guys from like certain areas in Nairobi. Buru was a hot spot back in the day. So guys from Buru, and then there was others. So I'd say that was like my first like, so there's this thing called money that makes you like, even like how they would dress, and like even like opening days they would like hire matatus that were pimped out and come to school with them and stuff like that.
What school did you go to?
Man, should I say?
I'm trying to figure out who were hiring matatus to come to school.
Wacha nisiseme hiyo.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So after high school, what's your pursuit? What do you decide to do after high school? And does it have any connection?
Yeah.
Actually, I probably know the answer to this question, but I do have to ask.
Yeah.
With your ability to make money.
Yeah. Yes. So that's actually a good question, because I think that's where now I think like my story really begins. Because so as I mentioned, like I was really, really inspired by art. I really wanted to work like in the creative industry. So after high school, the only course that was offering anything towards creativity was journalism. So I enrolled in the University of Nairobi School of Journalism. And I did broadcast journalism. I really wanted to be like an anchor. Actually, I wanted to sit where you are sitting. I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. So I went into that direction. And then another interest that I really had was in acting. So I started going for like, now it's after high school, I have all this time. So I started going for like auditions for like, movies and stuff like that. But I would never get the role. Mostly because of like my physique. I'm not like tall, dark, and handsome. I'm not your Barack.
Is your assumption? Your assumption is that all actors are tall, dark, and handsome.
It's because I was told that by one of the like the
director,
the
the casting
judges.
people.
Yeah, but he was honest. He was just like, man, okay, I get it.
You have a dream.
Yeah, but like you're not the person you're looking for.
And there were no roles for.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm gonna get into movie production in any way possible.
That's what
even if it means behind the camera.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's now what I told myself. So I now delved into like directing. So I decided probably my face is not like for the camera.
Yeah.
It's for behind the camera. So I started like doing movies, man. So
what do you mean by you started doing? That's a crazy statement to make. Like you started doing movies.
So I actually did a bit of work. I cannot guide people to where they are right now because, man, it's terrible. But so I went and told my mom that, I really want to get into this thing, and she was like, okay, fine, you do you. I told her there's this book for directing. It's called Directors for Beginners, something like that. So I actually even have it still in my house. So she bought me the book, which I read. I didn't finish the book because it was like this thick. But it really, really inspired me. And so I decided that that's the direction I wanted to take.
And at this point, and you're still pursuing the journalism.
Yeah,
Okay.
I still am. Yeah, but the media landscape in the country was really, really harsh for like guys like us.
What year was this?
This is probably 2011.
Okay.
2011, 2012, thereabout. There was no market per se, but that was mostly because Western media had really, really infiltrated the market, and their work was really quality. So by the time you're convincing someone to watch like your low budget film, man, like
I mean, walk me through how you even put together your first project, so to speak. Like, how are you finding actors? How are you finding writers? How are you finding a producer? How are you financing it?
I'll tell you a funny story. Like, actors are out there. Like, there are so many. Like, we used to do our rehearsals in Uhuru Park. And guys would come and say, hey, mnafanya? Can I join you? It's like, unaitwa? Like, join us. And then, like, we even started like a community. We used to meet there, I think, once a week. The movie we wanted to do, it was called Falling in Love in Nairobi, because we're trying to tell like a love story in Nairobi. But it never really materialized, because we got to a point where, so we rehearsed the whole film, had all even casted, and we had everything. But then budgeting became an issue. And it was just right in the time when short films were beginning to be a thing. So I thought, instead of going this feature film where I'm trying to do like a 2-hour movie, let me try and do the short film route. And so that kind of evolved into like short films and stuff like that. But to answer your questions, artists are so many and they're out there. Like, literally, you just need to look. So it was so easy to get like people to come in and support the project. We were not paying them anything, of course, but they were willing to like do the work and yeah. So I was lucky because I didn't come out of it empty-handed. It was really, really tough to make money. Like, it was like, I can't say at made at 30,000 shillings from my work in that during that period. But I did get a gig to do script writing for a show at K24. It was called Gumbaru School. It was a show about like older people. It was a comedy about older people who come back to school, and it was such a fun gig. I used to be paid 6K an episode, but we were like 6 writers. So in a month you'd appear like once.
So they'd pick from a pool of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do like writing camps, and then you're told, so you'll write the episode on this, you'd write the episode on this.
Right.
So in a season, which would go like 3 months, you'd have like 2 episodes in the season.
Okay.
But I remember the first time I saw my name on TV, scriptwriter, Allan Gitau. Because I told my folks, because I had gotten word that, hey, your episode is showing tonight.
Right.
So I told my folks, your boy is doing stuff. So they were there. I remember seeing my name. We tried to like like a picture of my name on the TV.
Did whiz by too fast?
Yeah. We didn't capture it. But funny periods, those ones.
Okay.
Man. Yeah, you've taken me back.
And at this time,
yeah.
At this time, you're still in uni. You haven't finished.
So this time I'm about to just finish uni.
You're just about to finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens once you finish? Once you graduate?
So once I graduate, this film thing is still like really, really heavy.
Yeah.
In my mind. Like, that's the direction I really wanted to take. So when I'm finishing uni, you know how you do like a project? So I did a project on like suicide prevention. So I did like a documentary on like people who were like killing themselves when their loved ones have left them. So I did like a mini documentary, which my lecturer really, really liked. I was like, wow, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna recommend you to K24. So I go there. So I'm called for an interview. So he recommends, because you know how these stations are like.
Right.
You guys have like journalism students who stand out, share the names, and then. So my name is Shah. So these guys call me. I go in for an interview, for an internship. So again, so I'm seated there in a boardroom, and it's like editors and stuff like that. So they're asking me questions. So hey, I was so passionate. Hey, because I had worn like a suit.
Yeah.
So one of the like big editors was like, so we like you. Like you have a good personality. You seem like a nice person, and you would work hard. But you cannot. You don't fit. You're not fit for TV. What do you think of doing this Facebook thing for us? That's what he said. So back in the day, that's when media houses were starting to post on Facebook and Twitter then.
Right.
So I was like, Facebook thing? I was like, yeah, I mean, you're trying to open like accounts for like social. They did have accounts, but they were trying now to make it like a team, like a digital team to like post on Facebook. So they're like, yeah, you just come and do like these Facebook things for us. That's his exact words. So I was like, I mean, what else am I doing with my life? I might as well get into these Facebook things. And that was my genesis of like digital marketing and like ads and all that, which now came much later. But yeah, that was my genesis. It looked at me and was like, you come and do this Facebook thing for us.
Oh wow. Do you remember how much they were paying you for your internship?
Internship was, oh my God, I don't want to get it wrong. I think it was no, I think internship was unpaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they?
No, it was unpaid.
Do they eventually give you a gig?
Yeah, no, they give me a gig after that, where they pay me 25K, and then when it's taxed, it comes to around 20K.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was how things used to work then. So it's not that they were being like rude to everyone, any interns. Like it was all, because also, like your CV having their name was like a pretty big deal for people who want to get into media and stuff like that. So yeah. So but then, at around the same time is now when I get the writing gig at K24. So I used to, so I'm an intern, yes, but at least I have this 6K thing.
You're doing this episode thing.
On, so at least, and then I'm living with like my folks, so I don't have any expenses or anything like that. Yeah. And then that's when I got this idea. And I think that would be like the genesis of like even what now came to be Kikuyu Love Sessions. So I got this idea of having a platform that would connect African writers with people who can make their ideas come to life. Because back then is when now this whole technology thing was starting to take shape, and software engineering was starting to become a thing and all that. So I was like, we need to come up with a platform. So me, I'm a writer, right? But someone in Hollywood doesn't know Allan exists. So why can't I create a platform where, as a writer, I can put in sample of my work, so that someone in Hollywood who's looking for like African stories can log in and see, oh, let's see what's up with this writer and see whether they can give me a gig, which would have worked. Now in the age of AI, I think that idea it's gone. That's gone. Yeah. But it was a pretty dope idea, because that's now when I decided to like, okay, let me try my heart into this startup world. So I started like, because startups and tech almost came around the same
apps,
time. And apps, exactly, yeah. So I got into that, and I actually started. So the platform was called Andika. It was andika.org. So I registered it, and so it became like my first company ever. So it's called andika.org. Yeah. Which means write, of course. Right. It was a very simple platform. Log in as a writer, put in your work, and then log in as a producer, or
look at the work that's
there, and then connect. But then it quickly became a disaster, because we had way more writers than
people who wanted
to see the writers. We ended up signing up almost 700 writers.
700 writers?
Yeah, 700. Yeah. Actually, sometimes I even get emails. Guys are like, well, whatever happened to this thing? Because they would sign up, and then I'd go to the back end and see like no producer or anyone has signed up. And it's because like back then, even today actually, like the ecosystem in the country when it comes to media is it's the same. So you are the writer, you're the producer, and sometimes you even style your own thing. So that's how things are even now.
Yeah. So there's nobody looking.
There's no one looking who's willing to actually invest in your idea or in you as a writer.
Right.
So that was the beginning of the end of that of that idea. It was my first L. But I think it gave me, there's a thrill that comes with executing ideas. You know, when you have, like going back to what I was telling you, like when you see like a beautiful building and then you're like, at some point in time, that building wasn't there. Someone thought it and put it on paper, and now here we are looking at it, you know. So that was the genesis of me like excited about building stuff and coming up with like cool stuff. And yeah, so Andika is still there. So kind of morphed into like the work that I do now with like marketing consultancy and Kikuyu Love Sessions.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even in this period, as Andika is as you're launching it, you're still K24.
Yes. Yeah. So I was there for like 2-3 years. Man, am I getting old? I can't remember the years correctly. But like 2-3 years.
2-3 years,
or
okay.
some sort like that. But then the work, I had to leave, because you know how you feel like you've hit a
glass ceiling.
a ceiling, because it was kind of nice, you know, to tweet news, break news. Because I remember when we were there, that's when the first time we ever got word that from now on, if there's any breaking news, it has to go to digital first. Because before then, it was always like, it has to go on TV first.
Then.
Yeah. So now which was a pretty win for us, because now we were really important. Now we stopped being like, what, we are Facebook. No, we're like, this, like, actually respect this digital desk. And
did your salary ever change?
No. No, man.
You've said that with so much.
No, that's part of the reasons why I had to like morph into other things. And when I was leaving, that's when now my life in the advertising world came in, because I always had that creative mind, and I really I was so inspired by ads. Like I would see like a nice ads, like who comes up with this stuff? Like I want to meet these people. So you know, I applied for jobs like in agencies and stuff like that, and then I was lucky. I nabbed a gig to do the Facebook things as well. I wanted like a copywriting gig, but they were always so hard to come by, because they were also looking for like super like really like out of this world sort of like creatives. So I nabbed a gig at an agency called Squad Digital then. It was under Scan
I
Group.
know the
So you know, I was there for a couple of years. And yeah.
So what's your role when you get into Squad Digital? What are you going in as?
I'm going in as a oh my god, there was a name, but it was just like posting on social. Yeah. They're called
account manager.
No.
Is it a community
community manager is the word.
Manager.
Yeah. The guys who post on social
on behalf of clients.
On behalf of Right. I mean, it was a good gig, because I met like really interesting people. Like even one of my business partners now, even at Kikuyu Love Sessions, we met there. So even a lot of like my work ethic and like, you know, just how to approach things in a super professional way. Were it not for that agency, I don't think I'd be seated where I'm at today. Okay. So there was a lot of, I'd say, soft skills
that you were taught in that process.
That I was taught in that process.
Okay. What are the financial things you're learning? Because I'm assuming you're being paid a little bit more here.
Yeah, I'm being paid a little bit more. I don't think I should mention the figures.
Why? Tell us the figures. You said you watch Financially Correct. Tell us the figures.
So I got in, so they were paying me 90K.
Yeah.
90K. No, actually it was 120K. And then my take home was 90K.
Okay.
Which was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. Like I couldn't believe that I'm being paid to do something like I enjoy.
Yeah.
But little did I know, like once you get into the work, you know how you're told never meet your heroes?
Yes.
Because when you're outside looking in, it's all this, and then you actually told us, basi kuja basi ufanye. Yeah. And then you're like, because the pressure becomes real. But it was a lot of money back then. And then I had, by the time I was getting this gig, my son was like 2 years old. So now, like, money had started now becoming like a real thing, because now, you know, diapers, school fees is coming up, and just like households things. You know, you're the man of the house,
Right,
so you
right.
wanna.
Are you married at this point?
Yes, I'm living with.
You say,
my
oh,
wife.
I was actually saying like you're unsure.
Yeah, it's because when you say married, sometimes people expect
Yeah,
no, we've not
yeah.
done the ceremony, but
Yeah.
we are living together
Okay.
as a as a family.
I'm curious. Maybe just take a short detour.
Yeah.
What does that you beginning to live together? Clearly, I mean, your son is 2 years old. I'm assuming 2 years before. What does that do for your financial journey at that point? Because and I'm curious also in relation to the fact that you were saying up until 3 years ago, really money
Yeah.
wasn't really
Yeah,
a way
yeah.
that you thought about things.
Yeah.
So how did you go through that that period?
Yeah, so I mean, ignorance is bliss, man. I swear, because how like I even like ended up like getting married was like this was not even planned. Like I liked her and she liked me, and we were a vibe, and then we're like, so here comes the baby, and then you're like, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Let's try this thing out and see. And now we celebrated our anniversary just like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
years now?
So we started dating in fuck, she'll kill me. Okay, it's been a minute. So my son is 10. So and we started
Okay.
living together when
Yeah.
he was born. So living together is 10
It's 10
years.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we were together like a few years
Before
that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really
are you allowed to cuss in this?
Okay. So it doesn't really do much for, I mean, you being in a relationship and you having a son, it doesn't really do much for your financial
No, 'cause-
life per se.
No, nothing. By the way, we
And can you afford to live?
we can because also like my folks were really really supportive.
Okay.
And we would get by.
And by supportive here, you mean your folks would give you cash?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, especially because of the kid. So like my mom would be like, my grandson can't, so she would like do like diapers and stuff like she would come in handy. It's like shopping.
Yeah.
So we got by, and going back to like what I was mentioning about like having a safety net, because that also gave me like the confidence to, try and go out
I
there and get
see.
what I really
see.
want. And
So I want to make this, and this might sound callous, I don't mean to be, but it's almost like, I mean, I can do it if I know I have the support of my folks. If I can't figure it out, like
it's not the best way to put it, but yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
That's
like it's not
exactly
the
what
best
you
way to
mean.
put it, but it's like there's a parachute. It's like
there's a parachute. Exactly.
I won't hit the ground and die. Worst
which
case
is
scenario.
which is what now us guys like I'd say like young dads now, like that's what I envision real fatherhood beings like.
Yeah.
Like being, you see, like how in like in army, like how like during like a shooting match or whatever,
Right.
like you'll have people covering you so that you can
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
And then when you move, you cover them
Yeah.
so that they can move. And it's the same thing. So do that for your kids, like cover them so that they can try and do stuff and figure out what they want. And so I think I had that. That I had.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So how long are you at Squad? Working in this agency, how long are you in the agency ecosystem?
So I'm in the agency for since 2017 to 2020.
Okay.
To 2021 actually. Actually 2018 to 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3 years.
3 years there.
Yeah.
What's the best thing financially about working at the agency? What's the worst thing financially about working at the agency?
I'd say the best thing is financially is the fact that, especially if you are working like on a good account, so you're paid well. But then the worst thing is that the pay and the time. So you have money, yes, but you never have the time because it's a lot of work. And that's the first time that I started now seeing just how like this having money and still being unhappy. Before then, you never see that as a concept because you think being unhappy is when you have nothing to do and you're not having money. But then you get something to do and you get money, but then you don't have time. So now you're unhappy. So now you're like what is this life? So because it was busy, but that's I think that's the industry we are in. It was a lot of work, doing pitches and doing all this stuff.
Can you give me, just based on the two questions I asked, can you give me like paint a picture for me on those two scenarios of working on a good account, you get good pay, and your most unhappy moment. Can you give me two practical scenarios on those two contrasts?
Yeah, so COVID. For most people, it's COVID. So when COVID happened, clients, cut their budgets for advertising, and then so now agencies had to go on a pitching spree. So that means a lot of work. But then you're blessed because you still have a job, because there are people who COVID came and they lost their jobs. So now in this position where there's so much work, but at least you have a job. So you're unhappy in the sense that, man, like, okay, the world is a mess right now, and at least I have a job. So what am I complaining about? But then again, it's and then we had this thing for because I think that's when working from home started becoming a thing. So you're like, oh, I'm even blessed I can work from home. There are people who literally lost their jobs. So now you feel blessed, but not quite, because you are working from home, yes, but you are always on the computer. Right. So I'd say that was the best example for that, where you feel like there's this what you have, yes, but it's still not making you satisfying you like happiness wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about on the money side? What's a good payout you get?
So I never really go higher than that, to be honest, because also, hey, I was working with some really talented people.
That's honest.
Yeah, man. Yeah, some really before you get a copywriter's gig or hey, man, it was tough.
Yeah.
So I also got into I'd say a ceiling, because also that was the salary range for the role I was.
But,
it became really, really hard to to grow past that. But it gave me an opportunity now to venture into bigger clients by myself and do consultancy for them and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then what's money at home in these 3 years? Okay, so we sort of understand that money is not a thing for you.
Yeah.
But it's you are being paid, you have to pay bills.
Yeah.
What's your structure? Are you saving? Are you putting stuff for emergency fund? All these things.
Yeah.
Basic people say that you ought to do.
Yeah, a bit of saving. Got into a circle. My wife was big in that. Actually, she's a
Can you give me percentages or regions of months that you're putting in these different spaces?
I can't, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But
it was random.
It was very random.
Yeah.
But I would put some money aside for sure. But I've always been really responsible. So I can't say how sometimes you get paid and then you finish. Yeah, sherehe. No, I wasn't. I was never like that. So I was a bit responsible, but it was never coming from a point of knowledge. And I'm saying this now looking back, because probably then I thought I knew it all. But now that I know so much, and when it comes to investing and how these things work, I think it was just vibes back then. It's is rent paid? Food is there? Kid is sorted?
We're good.
We are good.
Okay.
We are good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you get to this 3-year period, you feel like you're hitting this glass ceiling again.
Yeah.
So what's the next move? And this is now 2021. So what's the next move?
So the next move is consultancy. So I get a gig.
Do you leave employment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I leave employment because I get a really good gig to work with an international organization to do consultancy for them for digital, and when I get into that, that's when my eyes now become open, because I start realizing they were really open to creatives and ideas. They were always they would say, they would even tell you take some hours off your day to just create something cool for you. They used to tell us that, which was something that I had not had in a long time, and I think that really, really opened my creative juices, because that's when I really, really went back into Andika and started wondering, what can I do with this thing? And then I got this idea for doing Andika Sauti, which is an audiobook platform for vernacular books. So I got that idea then.
Before you go too far down
Yeah,
that,
okay.
I want to come back because I want to understand, how do you get this gig? What's the connection to get this gig? And how do you resign?
Yeah.
Do you wake up one day, you say, I'm done,
Yeah.
forget it? Do you resign like a Gen Z? Yeah, Gen Z
There's a way.
and
Yeah,
they say,
it's like,
hey,
nimechoka.
this is not for me.
Yeah. So no, I don't burn bridges. So I just so how I get the gig is one of like the senior account managers left the company. Like she went to like a bigger organization and stuff like that. So whilst there, she had an opportunity for a role like I was looking for this other organization. So she was like, hey man, like I saw how hard you used to work during the COVID times, because man, it was tough. And then, you know, when you're working those late hours, that's when you really, really bond with people, because you're there
You're upset together.
on like a Zoom call at 11:30 p.m. So it was like, I'm gonna recommend you. And she did, and I got the gig.
Okay.
Yeah, which and hats off to her, man. Najua ni
You don't want to shout her out here.
anajua. Anaitwa Wamoyo. Shout out to Wamoyo. Shout out to Wamoyo for that.
Yeah.
She really, really did plug me as a serious one. Yeah. Actually, I don't think, were it not for that gig, I don't think all this would have happened.
Yeah.
Because then now it led to this, what I'm telling you, like being told to take some time alone to be creative. Yeah, that's such a powerful, when you tell a creative that, that's such a strong...
it opens up a space for you.
Yeah.
So once you get the gig, that's when you resign.
Yes, that's when I resigned.
Are you having any conversations with, again, considering you're a married man, or this is a committed relationship?
Yeah.
Committed relationship.
Yeah. Committed relationship. Then
Are you having any conversations with her about resigning, or is it something you're doing fully on your own?
No, I have to tell her.
Yeah.
She's a boss, man.
Yeah.
Also, she's from Nyeri. Anyway, no, we have a discussion about that, and she's like, I mean, go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, she had started seeing, like, you know, the stagnation in terms of like even like my creativity.
Okay.
So she was like, I mean, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much are they then offering you? What percentage of whatever you were making before are they giving you?
Hey, bro. Hey, way more.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah.
Way more, and then plus the freedom to that to me was actually the selling point, because even like when we were being onboarded, like they were really, really strong on that. They were like, we really, really respect your time. We respect your time and your creativity. So take as much time as possible to give us ideas. Also, as you work on your own ideas, because they were really big on like growing creatives. Yeah, which I think they had gotten it spot on, because this is a creative space. So the moment you turn work into just like ticking boxes, then you are really, really stifling what this brain of this person can do, you know? Yeah, so yeah, shout out to those guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like the ideal creative place. You don't want to tell us what it was called?
No, not now.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
No
so but that was my genesis of like
Right.
really, really delving into music.
Okay.
And I started even watching like that's when I discovered, which I highly recommend for creatives. There's a channel on YouTube called Local Project. It's about architecture and like beautiful houses. I really got into that because I was really, really big into like how do you create magnificence? How do you create things that outlast you? Yeah, so that is when, now I'd say 2021, 2022 period, that's when now that starts being very, very apparent to me that I really, really want to build something. Yeah.
So it sounds like this is really the genesis of where even the Kikuyu Love Sessions really is born.
Yeah.
So if you can just talk to me through, like, what are the things that you're doing that, even in the pursuit of creativity, that allow for this idea to be born?
Going for concerts, you know, seeing live music, experiencing live music. And back then, that's when I'd say new vernacular music was starting to come into fray. And when I say new vernacular, I mean there's a way we were used to Mogidi, for example, how it was produced. It was mostly, you know, your guitar, and the producer not having much say in your work. But then there were this new crop of artists who were taking their production really, really seriously. Like they had a producer, their work had to be mastered. They were writing, they were going for writing camps. Like they were really, really taking the craft seriously. And so you would hear a song in Kikuyu, but it was like something you've never heard before. It was madness. I was like, oh my word, what's this? It was like the first time, like the first time, like I had like really, really good music by a close pal of mine called Wanjine. I mean, the story comes much later, but the first time, like, he played me, like, music that he hadn't released then. Even Moringe, like, I remember having goosebumps. I was like, yo, how come the country doesn't know about this music, man? This is crazy. It was nuts. It was like listening to something that has been perfected for you, like tailor-made, like someone who really understands you and just sings for you. And that's why, and that's when I think the thing now started coming together. I was like, we need to tell the world about this, because I was so excited. Like, I remember even like my wife was like, enough of this music, man. Like,
You were just playing it in the house.
yeah, it became like an obsession. Yeah. And I still want to plug those guys. You know, Wanjine, Moringe, and the crop of like new artists. Like, they have really, really dope music, and it's high time like our language goes international, and because they're doing like some amazing work. Like, their albums are just like, it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's then the moment that you decide Kikuyu Love Sessions is going to be a thing? And what is it even? What do you name it first? Is that the first
Yeah.
name you give it? Is that
Yeah. So the moment is inspired by the music, like I've mentioned.
So is it? So I'm sorry, just to understand. So you said you go on a bunch of concerts.
Yeah.
Hearing concerts. Then you begin to hear this new music and
Exactly.
begin to explore it.
Exactly.
So do you then deliberately go to these private listening sessions with these artists, or that just happens organically?
That just happens organically. So like for Wanjin, I just reached out to him on DM. I was like, hey, bro, man, I really like what you're doing. Like, can we have a sit down? I'd like to meet you. I wonder if he still has that DM.
Yeah.
It must be embarrassing, man. So it's like, I mean, sure. So he came down. We met at a local somewhere in Uthiru, Dumboine. And we forged a friendship, and like he played some music. I was like, so the next, like a day or two later, is when so I called him. I was like, dude, you know what? You know what is missing in this ecosystem of music? Is a concert that celebrates emotion in vernacular. You get? So when I'm hitting on a babe, like, my wife is Kikuyu, I'm Kikuyu, but I never spoke to her a word of Kikuyu when I was hitting on her. So it started becoming really, really apparent. I was like, why? Why? Like, this is who I am, and yet I can't express the most vulnerable part of me in my own language. Like, that's crazy. Like, the fact that I can't tell you I love you in my own language, in my mother tongue, that's nuts. So it's like, there's an opportunity here to make this sexy, to romanticize the idea of hitting on someone in vernacular. And it was like, I mean, why not? And then, so the first name was Kikuyu Love Experience. And so I started. So at this point, I'm not an event organizer, by the way. So I'm coming from like a creative space. But then through our interactions, I started.
And at this
meeting
point,
more
you're still working this consultancy gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I start now meeting more people in the industry, and there's one guy called Kinandi who was like, experience is good, like you will have experience, but I think sessions sounds better. So I was like, Kikuyu Love Sessions, and then I was like, maybe then we can call it KLS. I was like, yes, and then that's how it became. And then looking back is actually nuts that we actually did it, because it did not make any economic sense at all. Like zilch. So first of all, the guy organizing this event has never done a concert before. Like,
when you said I want to do this event,
yeah,
you've never done, and at that point you had never done.
No, probably like organize my kid's birthday party or something. Yeah. Like it was just coming from the fact that this music is so good, and then coupled with this idea, like this is something that I think worth a shot, you know. So it did not make any business sense. The person organizing is not an event organizer. Actually, I didn't know what a backline was until a couple of days to the gig, when the artists were like, "By the way, on a backline." I was like, "What is that?" It's like backline. It's like,
okay, so walk me through the process of organizing this first session the first Kikuyu Love session that you have.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the money to do this thing? Who are the people that you're talking to, and even leading up to this, couple of days to the event where you're like, what's a backline?
Yeah. So the money is all me. I had a bit of saving, and then again,
how much
ignorance
did
is
this
bliss.
cost? How long you have to tell us?
Yeah, just a slightly less than 300K
For the first session?
for the first session.
Okay.
Which we all lost, but that's another story. Tutafika hapo. So part of my savings. So okay, I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No, so you're telling me. I just asked you how much it cost, and you're breaking down the cost and
the
walking
process.
us through how you put up the first event.
So the first event was nuts, and that's like, sorry, I keep digressing, but sometimes when you're struggling, it looks like a struggle, but when you look in hindsight, those are actually the beautiful days. Because I was so ignorant, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, kwani ita cost nini? Kwani how much is a stage? So you go and then you're told a stage needs 300K. You're like, oops. I was like, okay, can we get like a smaller thing there?
Ile ndogo.
Ile ndogo. Kuna ile size ndogo. I was like, but then we got a supplier like from Thika Road who was like, you know what? Because I think elections were over 2022, was it? Yeah, and he had like bought some equipment for staging, for campaigns, and now that time business was not so good for them. So it was like, you know what? Might as well have it. So he gave us at, I think, 60K. Proper stage, not a big stage, but it worked. So now is when I start understanding like how putting a gig comes together. But now the funniest bit of the story is, and I'm hoping this might motivate someone. So I put like the tickets on Hustle Sasa. But then shout out to Hustle. They've been with us since edition 1.
Hustle have pulled people here.
Yeah. A big one.
We had Casey Omwada sitting here telling us about Samatides and Hustle as well. Anyway,
yeah. No, shout out to those dudes, the team, man.
Before
like,
even
appreciate
tickets,
it.
tell me about how you get the artists.
Yeah,
because because you're talking about tickets before artists.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. So now the artists. So obviously, so now there's Wanjini, of course, because we're in close contact. There's a guy called Kinandi, and then now like a month to the show, because the show was scheduled. I remember it was, I think, 15th February. It was supposed to be just in time for Valentine's, So I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, these are 5 dudes. It was all dudes. And then it's Kikuyu Love Sessions. So I'm like, kidogo here, there's a disconnect. So I'm like, we really, really do need a babe. Like, we need a female voice. We need to soften this up. Because there was too much testosterone on stage, So that's when the idea to reach out to Moringe came about, which I also DM'd her. And then, funny thing, so she sees the DM. Now, this is her story. Now she tells me much later. She sees the DM and then looks at our following on Instagram. And she's like, these guys are jokers. But then she had like a manager partner, Washira, shout out to Warooks. So she shows Washira that message. And then they both decide, okay, you know what, just respond to him. Let's hear him out. Because I didn't like a bit. I was like, I appreciate your work. I would love to have you on the first edition of Kikuyu Love Sessions. So yeah, she responds. She was like, just come and pitch this thing to me. Let's see how it goes. So I go, I meet up with her. And she agrees to do the gig. And she agrees to do it at rates that are insane. Like, I can't even mention here. Like, aliniangalia too, was like, I'll just give you a shot. Yeah, because based on where she was talent-wise, and even she had a name, already, like, in the vernacular space, guys who really follow this music can tell you, She was like, you know what, I'll give you a shot.
There's a guy there
There's a guy here
agreeing with
who
you
follows.
thoroughly. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I recognize. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I'll do the gig. I mean, chato nikusaidia. So and then that became one of the most monumental decisions, I think, because what happened was after the gig. So we were recording the performances, of course. So her performance was around 60 minutes.
60.
Yeah. And during the day of the show, I didn't watch it. You know, when you're like organizing like an event, but then you're running around, so you never really watch the performances. So later, like 2 weeks after the gig is when I'm watching it. And I remember being mind blown because it was amazing. It was like the most beautiful thing. I couldn't believe I'm the one who put it together, actually. So I called her up. I was like, yo, you need to watch this.
Yeah.
Because I need your permission to post this on YouTube. So she's like, I mean, come through. So we sit down with her, we watch it. And then she says, okay, I mean, let's do it. And then I tell us what we're going to do is we're going to cut like two reels so that we can like post on TikTok or whatever. Just like, fine, let's do it. So I go home, cut out the reels. And then one reel, I don't like. I'm like, I don't like the way it starts. It was a song, it goes, so it didn't give me a good vibe. But I sent it to her and then I was like, but hii apili usipost. Hii si like sana, post hii. Ino nando ineza enda. And then when she's posting, she posts the one that we had agreed not to post by mistake. That video goes viral on TikTok. Like it gets 1 million+ views on TikTok. And which is like another, I'd say like universe plan. Because remember, if it were up to me, iyo ingepostiwa. Actually, I did not like that reel at all.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God. Like look at, I was about to keep myself.
Yeah.
But then now that's what now put us on the map. Because now guys are like, okay, what's this about? What's this about? But going back, like now selling tickets for the first one. So we set up like a hustle sasa shop, whatnot. We're selling tickets at 800 shillings, which was also insane, man. Like going back, I'd have done it at like 500 because it was pretty new. Yeah. But I was bullish. So I put up the ad. Put up the poster. I buy I put up the shop on Hustle, put up the poster, and then so I'm refreshing Hustle because I've already even done like an Instagram ad.
Yo, boosting on this side.
So I'm refreshing Hustle. Bruh, 5 days later, 0 tickets sold. So I called Hustle.
Kuna shida hapa.
I'm like, yo, there's no way.
Yeah.
I've sold 0 tickets. Like, this does not make any sense. They're like, maybe you need to work on like your marketing. Actually, that guy was very graceful.
Maybe.
Yes, like maybe you need to work on your marketing. Like if you want, we can give you like training. I was like, no, man. Like,
I'm a marketer.
Yeah, I'm like, I have an ad running on IG. This idea is fire. There's no way I've sold 0 tickets. Good thing we started early because we started selling tickets in November for a show in Feb.
I see. Okay.
So we had time.
How many people are you hoping to get?
This around 300.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first ticket I sell is a month. Oh, no. Actually, I bought the first ever Kikuyu Love Sessions ticket because I was like, if it's working, let me test it.
There's a guy there who has PTSD. Anyway.
So I go to the shop and then I actually buy and then it works and then I refresh and I see one sold and I'm like, okay, so this thing actually it's not. It's just that people are just not buying.
Yeah.
I sell the first ticket a month into pushing the.
So
gig.
for 2 months, nobody's.
No, a month into it.
Oh, a month into it.
A month
Okay.
into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Right?
okay.
I sell the first ticket.
Yeah.
Who's a person I know, which is also very hard. It was like, thank you. But anyway, to cut long story short, like a day before the show, we had sold 26 tickets. Most of them my friends, shout out. But I mean, it's on a support system.
Yeah.
So they came through to the gig. And then on the day of the show, we actually sold a bit more because the first show had 80 people.
80 people in total.
80 people in total.
Okay.
That is counting complimentary.
Yeah. Had you done any math around the ticket price vis-a-vis how much you need to make and the 300,000 you had spent?
Yes. So, when you say 300 people times 800.
Yeah.
That's 240.
Yeah.
So I was like, me at Abeded, I wasn't even looking to make profit. I just wanted this money I'm putting. Irudi.
Okay.
Actually, that's what, going back to the like naivety, and because I wasn't really business minded at all.
Yeah.
So now that gig happened. So we lose the money, yes. But then we gain something much more wholesome, because the show becomes like everyone who attended loved it. And
how did the artists feel? I'm assuming as you were pitching to them,
Yeah.
even though there were connections, you're telling them, yeah, we're targeting 300 people and stuff. Did they feel some type of way about performing in front of 80 people now as opposed to
actually,
300?
no. They loved it. You see, there's beauty in intimacy and small, because you become more vulnerable. You know, especially if you're blessed and then you get to work with fellow creatives who understand the vision and what you're trying to build here, and just show up for you correctly. Like, they don't show up, they don't give you 50% because you have 50% of the audience you told me you would have.
Yeah.
You know, they still give you even 150, 100, 200%,
Right.
even if it's one person who showed up.
Okay.
So they did an amazing job, man. And part of our journey was because that night, like, they gave it their best. Because the 80 people who left, I can assure you, they went and told someone, like, yo, man, today was quite something. And that's when now the show started now getting legs.
So when do you decide to do the second edition?
After the 1 million views on TikTok. Because now after the show, and then we post these. Because actually it was supposed to be a very, very fun exercise. Like, it wasn't a thing. Like, if I sit here and tell you that you had done at your market research and at your business plan, man, very, very bullish, not knowing, ignorance, just going for this thing. But then after the clip now goes viral, now that's when everyone is like, hey, when's the next one? Where was this? What is this show? This is amazing. And then that's the first time, like people now started telling me about sponsors. It's like, oh, there's a brand that can come and give you X money, so that can take care of like the artists and the stage and the sound and the lights, and then the tickets are yours. It's like, so I can actually make money off of this, because immediately now you start doing the math.
Right.
You're like, imagine a brand that comes and gives you this money, that takes care of everything. And then you have 1,000 people, and then 1,000 times 1,000.
Yeah, but I mean, you've had 80 people. Are you thinking about 1,000 people? And then you had 80 people.
No, yeah, because now you see, it's the thing for. I saw a joke today about how when sometimes you send your CV, the life you start imagining.
What to get the job. Okay, I get it.
So it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
when you hear a brand can come and hold your hand, so that you can just take the tickets home, you immediately start thinking of 1,000 people, and then at 1,000 shillings per person, you're like, my God. So now I start thinking, okay. So let's do now
A proper one.
a proper one. So I put together a pitch deck. Now I'm from like that life for like creatives and like ad world. So I put together like a pitch deck, start sending to brands. We get either a no or no response. And by this time, we've already announced the dates that we're coming back. So we go to the second edition without any brands or any support whatsoever. But then it does something amazing for us. Because when we realize we won't have the support without financially.
With the promise of the illusion of the promise of the support financially, what do you commit to? How much are you now spending? Because the first event you're spending between 200 to 300,000.
Yeah.
How much are you spending to put the second event together?
Almost double that.
About double that.
How
are you convincing the powers that be in the house to put your personal money in this thing yet again?
I think they were there for the first one, which was a plus.
Yeah.
So at least they see there's something here.
Okay.
you know. So, and then God, the first one went well
Okay.
in terms of execution, not in terms of money, in terms of execution. So now it becomes easier to convince them to let's actually really do this.
Okay.
But then, so what happens is since we don't get the financial backing that we had hoped, we saw the stage was the main cost. Like the stage is expensive. So we decided to build our own stage, a wooden stage, to cut costs. Because by building our own wooden stage, it was coming to around 40K. But hiring a stage, a proper stage, was in the upwards of 300. Like that was not even something we were gonna discuss. That was not even like, it's crazy that we like, I never thought we'd get to a point where we even have a proper stage. Yes. So we begin building like a wooden stage, and then someone who was there where we are building it sees us building it, and they're like, "Mmesema mtengeneze kitanda." So I was like, "By the way, you don't know what you've done."
Yeah.
So we called it the bed, which now is a big, I'd say, like IP for Kikuyu Love Sessions. Like people come to the bed.
Is that the name of the stage?
That's the name of the stage. Yeah, that's the name of the stage. And even when we got like a proper stage, we have like a light box pale juu that says you better recognize you're on the bed. So and then it became like an angle. So people saw it as a creative angle and not these guys are cheapskates. They can't even get a stage, which was a problem we solved without knowing.
Yeah.
Because us guys were just doing like a thing, Juatuna do, but then people say like, hey,
so
you guys are creative. I was like, wow. Yeah, and it's one of those things that are really close to my heart. Actually, I think it's my best piece of work. Piece of work.
Okay.
So, and going back, like struggle is good. Struggle is good because it makes you think outside the box, and that's why when people are struggling and I don't mean to say this like from a point of ignorance or anything, but when things are not going good for you, that means you have the highest opportunity to make it right.
Yeah.
So you can be innovative. You can think of something outside the box.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad about that particular point of Kikuyu Love Sessions. Yeah.
Tell me, because you talked about the virality of this video. Yeah. Right? We said up until the day before the event, the first session, you had sold 26 tickets.
Yeah.
Tell me about the number of tickets you have sold as we are going into session, into the second one.
So the second one doubled. The second one, now we are looking at almost 300 people. Now what I wanted, because it was slightly more than 200. Same location.
What is the same location, by the way?
It's a place in Dumboine, in Uthiru.
Okay.
It's very interior. Going back to what I was saying, it was nuts. Because going back, I would never do that show again. Because where is this location? It's close to Kanyarere. I think only people who are there can know where that place is. Yeah, like it was mahali, very interior. Yeah. Actually, there are people who were coming to the gig and they got there really late because they got lost. And now knowing now, because now at least I know how gigs work, I would never, like unless you have like proper maps. But then ignorance is bliss. Who would have thought that, you know, we would need at a perfect location, stuff like that. So yeah, so now going into the second gig, so now the second gig happened. We also don't make money. But that's because the sponsors that had been promised,
to come.
They don't come.
Yeah.
But then going into the third gig, that sponsor conversations start weighing heavy on me. And I remember being very frustrated because I was like, why won't guys see what we are doing? You know, like this is a very nice show. You have like a very good audience. But we were just we kept getting no's. And it's probably because of the name. You know, when you tell someone Love Sessions, most people are like, what exactly is this? You know, and then be like, oh, it's a concert, you know, for vernacular music. And then they're like Mogivi. And then you're like, well, yes, but not quite. You know, it's a bit different. But then they would never really get it. So most of them would be like, okay, fine. Invite me to the next one. I was like, for me to do the next one,
I need the money. Yeah.
I need money. But then at this point, my friends had started now noticing. So I got like now people who are like, you know what, whatever you need. Whatever you need will come through. Like my friends, like I have one of my business partners now gave me 200K, I think. Yeah, it was like, we'll figure it out. Yeah, but the show has to go on. And then now, this is when now things now start becoming real for me when it comes to money. Because now we are talking about big numbers, and then we are like, so how do we finance this thing? Because we've already set a standard of how we do our shows. Like, they are quality shows, but a quality show needs money. So if you don't have sponsor, then how does this look financially? Like, how do you navigate this? And so two things came to mind. The first one is we had to be very, very clever with our marketing, because the show would only be financed by the tickets.
Yes.
There was literally no other way to make money. So we had to work hard to convince people
To buy the
to
tickets.
buy the tickets. And so I sat down and I was like, so how do I do this? And the first idea was to theme our shows. So instead of the last show looking exactly like the second one, let us give our shows personalities. So whenever you're coming to Kikuyu Love Sessions, our idea is not for you to experience what you experienced before, creative-wise. So, and that's when we first did grown-up edition. So it's Kikuyu Love Sessions, grown-up edition, which had like a lot of eyebrows were raised. I was like, oh, okay, what does grown-up mean? You know, so the guys who had come for the first two, because we had a huge risk of people not coming back.
Yes.
You know, when people
The
come
same,
one,
yeah.
two, it was like, okay,
Yeah.
what is new now? So, but when you say grown-up edition, it's like, okay, there's something here. Let me go see what this is about. So that was number one. And then number two, but this now came when I was doing the Bonded Hearts edition, which came after Grown Up edition. I was like, enough of looking for sponsors. I am a sponsor. So my mindset kind of changed. So I was like, since we're already in a space where the show has to go on with or without sponsors, then that means we are the sponsors. So our mindset needs to change. We need to stop thinking that for us to grow, we need this support. And I don't mean that because right now we don't need that support. We do. But we are just coming from, we are not frustrated. Like, we're actually enjoying the process of creating without any help, you know. And I think that really, like, it unlocked even another layer, because now we did Bonded Hearts edition, which was super creative. It was the first time in the country where one set has two artists on stage at the same time. So you pair artists, which was it was very, very technical in terms of like curating it. But it was take this artist. Instead of you having your own individual set and do your own individual set, sit down together for like 2 weeks, curate something that you can present at Kikuyu Love Sessions together, and hence Bonded Hearts, which was super, super creative. And I think it gave us some attention. And then now it went to Catching Feelings, which was also super, super successful, because it was also like, what does catching feelings mean and stuff like that. So I think now when we tied the marketing of the idea into themes and personalities of the shows, like when you're coming, like, we won't tell you to dress like this. We're telling you come feeling like this, because us guys were in the feelings business, emotions business, you know. So that has really, really helped us. And the last event called More Than Friends edition, which happened in June, was the first show we ever broke even.
And that was the
Seventh.
That was the seventh show.
Seventh show.
The seventh show is the first show you broke even.
Yeah.
Someone there wants to drop bottles.
Yeah. Not on my head.
So the seventh show is the first show you broke even.
Yeah, which is crazy. Actually, you know, but funny thing. So we called sold out. The first time we called sold out was Bonded Hearts edition.
That was the fourth one.
That was the fourth one.
Yeah.
So
And how many people came for the fourth one?
1,100.
1,100.
So Bonded Hearts, Catching Feelings, Mothers and Melodies, all sold out. but then little old Allan. And it's hard to convince anyone.
Yeah.
Because you see, the quality of the show is so high, but then for you to meet the cost of the show, because then the name is so big, like even when you're now negotiating with the artists, like you can't go and tell them you're not.
I don't have money to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the show has a name.
Yeah.
Right? But then the only thing we used to get after every show was good reviews, which that was more than enough. Like, how, because that gives you a lifeline. You can call a next one. That used to give us a lifeline. You're like, guys really enjoyed this one. At least when we call the next one,
They'll come again.
They'll show up.
But how are you meeting the cost of keeping these things going? Because it sounds like, so if I'm to do the math, after you do the first one, you are, if I do them, I'm even starting to do the math, but let's just say you're 200,000 shillings in debt.
Yeah.
You do the second one.
Yeah.
You are another couple 100,000 shillings further debt.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming by the time you're getting to, if you were to try and do the math even, by the time you're getting to session 7, even let's say session 6, I mean, I would assume you're in debt in the millions.
So now here's the funny thing, and that's why sometimes I just think it's either the universe or something. So what we used to do is we would make just enough to meet the cost. So if the budget was 500K, most times our revenue would be in the regions of 470, 460. So we would go on a loss, but it's not a loss that kills you.
Right.
You get? So we never really went, apart from edition 1. Actually,
that was the biggest loss.
That was the biggest loss. The others were just, like, we would do them and we're like, man, we are alive. Because the tickets would just meet the cost. Just meet the cost. And then as we grew, so we started getting like vendors. So vendors became like another opportunity for us for revenue. So it would just be just enough. Yeah. Just enough. So it was always a loss, but not a loss to kill you. Okay. It's a loss that can keep you going. There was a sweet it was a sweet spot loss. Yeah. If I can call it that.
And so in these six editions, sessions, even before you have the 7th one where you break even, which is the one where I guess the moment would be like you're standing on the, at the love session on the day of the event, and you're like, this is insane, or this is crazy. Because which one did Jugush come to?
No, it's the last one, the 7th one.
The 7th one.
More Than Friends.
Yes, that's the one he came to.
Yeah, that's the one he hosted. Yeah. But for me, it was Catching Feelings.
What was it about the Catching Feelings? How many people did you do Catching Feelings?
1,700.
Yeah.
But that show was magical. Like, we got everything right. Okay, I wouldn't say everything right. Kidogo tulichelewa here and there. But the lineup was amazing. And then the crowd that came, I think it was also the grounds that we had. We were at a place in Tigoni called Thayo Farm. So the guys who've been there, they know that their grounds is very intimate. So everyone feels like they're together. So it was just the perfect number of people. And then the perfect lineup, because we even had Eric Wainaina on, and Mutoria, and Steve Rogers, and Muringe. Like, it was the perfect lineup, and not a technical hitch in sound, not a technical hitch in lighting, and just the most amazing audience. The most amazing audience. And what I really, really appreciate about our audience, and we actually now call them lovebirds, is because they're so open-minded. Like they give us a lot of creative freedom. Like our next show, which we just announced the other day, it's gonna happen in February. We are calling it Say It With Your Chest. So this is a vernacular show that is themed Say It With Your Chest. And they are so open to see what Say It With Your Chest is gonna look like at Kikuyu Love Sessions. When you call a show Bonded Hearts or Catching Feelings, and it's a vernacular show, like they come
open to see
what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I think for us, it's the perfect stage for even artists to try out new music, because historically for artists, sometimes when you go on stage, you want to sing a song that people know. So sometimes you'll have this roster of music, but then you don't want to play it because people won't sing along. So you're like, maybe I don't sing this one yet. Ingoje kwanza I release it officially and do marketing so people can know. But I'm like, no. Okay, let's come in. Did you release a song?
So this I have to ask, and I'll try and press you for an answer.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, cumulatively, up until the seventh when you break even,
Yeah.
try to give me a figure of how much, even if it's the 30K, 50K, 100K, how much have you lost? If you're trying to add it up all together.
I'd say figures of like 300K.
Like in total between
between
session
edition
1
1 and 2.
and
Actually, way more.
6.
It's actually way more
between
because
edition 1 and 6,
it's actually way more because one, remember, we
was 2 was it 200? So what would it be, like 400, 500?
around 500.
Around 500.
Yeah.
If you like add all of the losses together.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
if mtu akakuja tu anipatie hiyo pesa,
Yeah.
I'd say now at least I've broken even.
For doing Kikuyu Love Sessions as a whole.
As a whole.
Okay, I mean,
as a whole.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean it's a tough balancing act because I look at it bigger than the amount, and I don't want to say this, especially on a podcast that talks about finances.
We talk about doing bad things.
Oh, yeah, about bad things. Okay. Yeah, but sometimes the idea is king.
Yeah.
Sometimes the idea is king. Like, money is good.
Yeah, like what's crazy is I
Yeah.
was reading, and I hope this is factually true, that apparently by the time Instagram was being bought,
Yeah.
this is true, by the time Instagram was being bought by Facebook,
Yeah.
they had however many, I don't know if it's 100,000 or million subscribers, but no revenue
Exactly.
plan. Like at the time it was being bought, there was no idea of how
It will make money.
they would monetize.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they had these users. Please
Exactly.
fact check it for me.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Even WhatsApp, actually.
I think I saw a stat like
Even
that. Yeah.
WhatsApp when it
Yeah.
was being bought at
Yeah.
whatever billions, it was still not monetized. It
Yeah.
was just like, how do we make money off of it? It was just like they had invested so much in the idea
Yeah.
to connect people.
Yeah.
But then, and this is mostly for creative. Just like create, like put your work out there, and trust that your work will
Okay.
put on the lights in your house and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So the idea is king for us,
Okay.
and we would never compromise.
It's
that.
true.
Is it
Yeah,
true?
it's factual, right?
Ah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that's Instagram. Okay,
Crazy.
so sort of.
Yeah, I think we share. Like, I come from the
Next-
same school of
next-
thought. Yeah. Can we just build beautiful
And then we see
things
what
and then
happens
see what happens
Okay.
down the line?
I
Yeah.
hear you. I have two final questions I want to ask you.
Yeah.
One is, I mean, so it looks like, now there's a bit more of these kinds of events that are coming up.
Yeah.
What's it feeling like right now in this space? Do you feel like there's enough cake for everyone to eat, or is it getting a bit limited?
It's a good question. I think it's a good thing. There are more shows. What I think is not good is more of the same show. Because more shows are good for everyone.
Yeah.
Good for the audience.
Yeah.
You have more variety. Good for the artists. They get more gigs. Actually, those are the two main personas that are relevant in this conversation, right? So it's good for the ecosystem.
Yes.
What's not good is if the shows are looking eerily similar.
Yeah.
Because then what that does, it brings the price down.
Yeah.
So the next time you do like a 2-5 show, you'll be like, see, it's the same thing that I can get.
Yeah.
So I would appeal more creatives or curators or guys who are doing events to take creative risks.
Yeah.
Like, try something new. Try Kikuyu hip hop concert, for example. Show that cool bravado-ness of vernacular. We are missing that. Give guys an experience that they've not seen or heard before, so that when we are saying there are many shows, we are saying there are many different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. And one thing that, so going back to the reason to why I said we shifted our mind from being sponsored to being sponsors, is we did a campaign recently for the next female DJ talent search, the next female vernacular DJ. Because when you look at the DJs, in the vernacular space, they are mostly all dudes, and then they end up getting all gigs, and then there are so many gigs. So it's the same kind of names, like, So we were like, okay, let's try and put some more women up on it. So we did like a talent search, stuff like that. And then Hiva Fund came through. Shout out to Hiva Fund. So they came through and they said they're gonna support the ladies as well to put them to market. So yeah, such things. Like, let's try and like support the ecosystem in a wholesome. So it's not just a matter of having show. It's also how do we support the ecosystem so that these artists also can get opportunities that are different from, playing the same old Kikuyu Love Sessions.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah.
So we've sort of heard a lot about how Kikuyu Love Sessions and the money journey for Kikuyu Love Sessions over those last 3 years within the 7 sessions.
Yeah.
What's your personal money journey in these last 3 years, 7 sessions? We know you have spent at least $500,000 on Kikuyu Love Sessions.
Yeah.
But what else are you doing? What are you doing to earn money? What are you doing to put the lights on in your house?
Yeah.
What are you investing in, or is this the main investment? Yeah.
So no, still in consultancy. So I have a gig that I do 9 to 5, and I'm blessed that I do have that, and I'm lucky in that sense. But also,
is it the same guys? Or
yes,
is it different? Same guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so now I've been learning a bit more about money. So money markets and stuff like that. So I'm into that heavy. Now I'm looking into FX Pesa actually. Niko hapo sasa. I want to get into buying stocks and stuff like that, because I'm really inspired into by that, precious metals, vitu kama hizo. So I'm really heavy into that. And then Kikuyu Love Sessions, of course, but I look at Kikuyu Love Sessions as like an emotional investment. Like at this point, it's not about revenue for me. When it comes to KLS, it's about a feeling. It's about creating something that will outlive me, probably even outlive my kids, and just live like a lasting vibe. And I know for me to be able to build that, I can't put my interests first. I have to have the idea be there, and then I'm here and I'm just helping it grow. So majorly those are my main
things.
Okay.
Last question, and I haven't asked this question in a while on this podcast. What is your most difficult financial memory?
My most difficult financial memory. My most difficult financial memory. So I'd say the 3rd edition of Kikuyu Love Sessions, when we knew for sure we are not gonna get sponsored, because I knew I had to. Like, I knew for sure, and I was like, crap. Why was I putting myself in this situation? Because then you're already talking to artists, and then when you're negotiating like the show is a big deal. Like, this would be good for you, like this are. But then for sure, like no one is gonna come through, and that was really tough. And it actually took a lot to from actually my friends came through, like I mentioned. They were like, yo, bro, like, we've seen what you can do, so here's some money for you to be able to just have this. So that was really testing. And it took a lot of how you sit down and you're wondering, like, why do good things have to be expensive? Why does putting together a show have to be so much about money? But that's just it is what it is. But I'd say that would be like the most, because then, like I mentioned earlier, like my relationship with money has been very, very recent, to be honest. It's
your conscious relationship with
my
money.
Conscious relationship with money. It's always been there, and I know it's important, and I know, but it's never really like been there until the last like 2-3 years.
Man, thank you so much for
This
coming
was
on to
amazing.
Financially Incorrect, telling us the Kikuyu Love Session story. It's going to be exclusive here, broken here first for the first time. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please tell us the dates of the next show. You said February.
February 14th, 2026. We are calling it Say It With Your Chest. And we are saying it with our chest because We want people to be bold. The show is going to be bold. Even our marketing executions are going to be bold. We want people to put themselves out there. You know, if you like someone, tell them you like them.
Tell them.
Sema na kifua. Yeah, so say it with your chest. Tickets go live December 1.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. Guys, thank you for listening to this podcast. We will see you next Friday on the next episode of Financially Incorrect.